Excellent. Excellent. Oh. Right, so, what has been going on? Why wasn't I streaming yesterday? The simple reason is that Blizzard staged a walkout yesterday, basically demanding better employee rights after the scandal that's hit it over the last week, 10 days. And, you know, you can't really blame them. You read through that deposition by the state of California, and it is just horrific reading. And it seems that, at first, it just seemed that, you know, the Blizzard was just horrible all round. But it seems that there are decent people that work there, mostly victims of this kind of abusive, frattish culture. And they've made a stand, and I fully support them. It's not just an empty gesture. The reason I think you need to be vocal about it, even if it's just not logging into Warcraft for the day, which, you know, it is a little bit virtue signaling at times. But, you know, Blizzard, unfortunately, if you read that deposition, has a habit of retaliating against people. And so if you stage a walkout, you're probably seen as a problematic person, and so you're putting your job on the line by doing that. Even though, from what I hear, some line managers have been absolutely 100% supportive. I mean, 1,000 people have signed the letter that basically went to Blizzard upper management and said that their initial response, which basically kind of dismissed the state's lawsuit as kind of old news and we've dealt with it, don't bother us, otherwise we'll move the state. They've described it, you know, as not representing them. And basically we have a full out Blizzard civil war going on at the moment, where it seems that, you know, we've got active employees that are just frankly fed up with this shit and want to make the game as good as it can be, and feel that Blizzard is currently a toxic place to work. You know, you only have to look at so Wohead today, well, I say today, it was last night it came through, but they showed it, Kotaku published a detailed report, and it was mainly about the Cosby suite. And, you know, oh God, it just gets worse, doesn't it? So, we have senior members of Blizzard management just, I mean, let's look at this and give them the benefit of the doubt, even though they don't deserve it. It's a little bit of frattish fun, shall we say, where, you know, like, oh, let's bring all the hot chicks to the Cosby suite, ha 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 ha. And I suspect that for a lot of them it was just mindless banter. But the thing is, and the thing I just can't get over, is the fact that if you were a woman working in that environment, it feels very, very predatory. You know, fine, you have that conversation with your mates and it's all fun and thing, but it's not, it's a thing that you joke about when you're 18, not when you're an adult game developer. And you see a few of them trying to, I mean, here we go, they're all there. Now, okay, it's BlizzCon, they're all drunk, having a party, but they've got a picture of Bill Cosby, and what the argument is the Cosby Suite was named after his sweater, because the carpets were the sweater. And it wasn't about Bill Cosby being a sexual predator. And here's what I believe, is that maybe that's how it started. But because of the frattish fun, and because they knew that Cosby was, you know, alleged to have done the things that he was then convicted of at that time, that it kind of had another significance. And it was meant as fun rather than something serious. But even though it was meant as fun, it was still, you know, if you were a woman in that, you'd just like red flags left, right, and centre. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and it was talking about women in martial arts, and it had people I knew, um, and whose opinion and position I kind of thought I understood. Is that I thought that, you know, they are renowned for the work that they do. They are some of the best instructors in the world, and they are very confident. And they were talking about how they wouldn't visit certain martial arts clubs because they don't know what the people there would be like. Now, as a man, I never even think of that. If I go somewhere and people are arseholes, I just go, oh, I won't go back there again. But to hear women who I know, and I wouldn't have thought to have heard that sort of doubts, air those, just makes me realise just how damaging these sorts of comments are. You know, it's elitism. Oh, we're in our little crew, and it doesn't matter that maybe women will hear of this. It's just mindless jokes. Don't take anything by it. We're just having a laugh. But if you're a woman in that environment, you've got to be thinking, I'm probably going to stay away from those people because I don't feel safe around them, especially if they're drunk. So it is. As I say, I fully support those that are fighting for change in Blizzard. We've had it come out today that Priest has decided that he will no longer be streaming WoW anymore. We have a load of great streamers and YouTube content creators who are leaving the game, and it's all very, very sad. Now, might then say, well, okay, so why are you continuing to play the game? And I'll be honest, I believe that it would not surprise me if in 2 years' time this game is gone, and I hope not, because I love the game. And it's very clear from how vehemently some of the Blizzard employees have been making a stand that they care about this game as well. And if they know that there are people that support them and it emboldens them to make a stand like the walkout that they did to make things better, then maybe in a year, 2 years, we can look at a game that's fun again, where the devs care about the game, they care about the player base. You know, everybody's jumping ship to Final Fantasy 14, but remember, like, when that first came out, that game was a shit show, and it took a lot of work, but they turned it around, and there's no reason Blizzard couldn't with the right management. But I think heads is gonna have to roll, and that's scary. But it could mean a new era for WoW, and it could mean that WoW isn't as great as we all remember. But that, I mean, what can you do? So, I mean, I want to support the people, those people that want to come in and make change and love the game, those developers. And the way to do that, I feel, is not to leave. I mean, I feel that picking up my, just so you know, I'm picking up my weekly quests. I never do this one anyway, but.
Shall we begin?
I wonder if that includes Corthia. I'm going to click.
Shadows watch over you. Live your life wisely.
So yeah, as I say, I'm going to continue to play the game because I love the game. I think it's in for a rough few years. I've heard that literally there's no work being done at the moment. You know, good luck seeing 9.2 like before the end of this year at best. Um, and if it can survive this, then maybe it will be stronger.